What's good, everybody? It's Big Game James, man. I'm back in these streets. I'm back in these work streets. You know what it is. I usually hit every Monday after the game, but it was hectic at work yesterday. We growing over here. You feel me? Running shops, running stores. You feel me? Growing. You feel me? So couldn't get it off yesterday because we was crazy busy. We merging another store into my store. So basically combining two stores into one because that store was not as effective as ours. Our store is blowing up. You know who's running it. And therefore, I'm basically going to be taking over two stores now. Whoop, there it is. Anyway, enough about me. But let's talk about these Cowboys, man. Let's talk about these Cowboys. I know right now Dallas Cowboys are 3-6. You saw the game against our enemy in Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Eagles. Boy, I tell you, them rivalry games don't hit like they normally do when your team suck, don't they, right? It's hard to get into it. Ain't nobody want to watch that damn Cowboys game. I watched it because now, to me, it don't hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been over my hurt. I ain't gonna lie, I was hurt for a long time because I was that long time Cowboy fan, bleed, ride or die, all that. You know what I'm saying? I was ride and die. But you know what? Once again, media really opened my eyes, and I thank God I went to media school and got into media. I probably would have still been a blind-ass Cowboy fan, rooting all blindly against all this foofulness and this dictatorship that Jerry Jones has. I'm glad I just don't fall for it no more. So thankfully, I'm glad I woke up. But as I said before, I ain't gonna lie. I like seeing Dallas getting their ass kicked right now, and not the players, because I F with the players. You feel me? I F with the Cowboys as a whole because the Cowboys were here before the Joneses. You feel me? And I was loving the Cowboys before the Joneses ever came around. You know what I mean? So, ride and die, but not with this foofulness. But I kind of lost track because I'm thinking about so many things at one time. But let's just talk about the game right quick. Sorry to jump off talking, but let's just talk about the game right quick. Ain't nothing really to talk about. We knew kind of Philly was going to do what they did, but I do like how the defense played good. Dallas was actually in the game and really could have won the game. Let's keep it real. Dallas really could have won that game as bad as he was playing it. Miscues from Dallas, five turnovers in the game. Your quarterback is in there. First of all, let's never talk about Cooper Rush. If y'all ever follow me or listen to me, y'all know I ain't never been on Cooper Rush. Ever been on no damn Cooper Rush because he ain't no good. 13 to 23 for 45 yards, but I know he got sacked and probably fumbled a few times, but ain't nobody ever been on no Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is not an NFL quarterback. He's a backup, if that. And I've said that many times. The only reason why he was in the league so long was because Jason Garrett coddled him and they kept him in. And who's the only one taking Cooper Rush? Because when he got cut, who'd he go to? He went to the Giants. Who was on that team? Jason Garrett. Who's Cooper Rush been with anybody else? I'm just asking. He's been with the league 8 years, and who's the only team he's been with? Because don't nobody else want him. That should tell you right there. So let's ever talk about the Cooper Rush debate like that really was a debate. Also, I ain't gonna lie, it was funny when I seen Ezekiel Elliott get on when they find all that chirping Ezekiel Elliott been doing. I ain't gonna lie, it was funny to me. All that chirping Ezekiel Elliott was doing. I need to do this, and then he gets deactivated, and then everybody's talking about. Told you it was a distraction, and that's all he's been is a distraction. The shit never brought him back. But, it's just funny to me that he comes in the game because he want more playing time, and then they put you in the game for what you really said you need to be in the game for. What you do, fumble. That shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie. All that clamoring you've been talking about, what's my role? I'm supposed to be that guy and inside the 10-yard line getting these touches and scoring touchdowns, and the time they put you in there, you fumble. That's just funny to me, and that's all it is. I ain't hate, but that was funny. I can't lie. Then we had the blunder with the son. Well, how long we been talking about that son thing? I ain't talking about that. We've been talking about that for 100 years with that son thing. Jerry gonna do what Jerry gonna do because guess what? It's about marketing. It ain't about winning first. It's about marketing first. And if you've been watching The Final Word for all them damn years I was on, and all I've been saying is this is a marketing first organization. Football win next. It's marketing first. Football second. That's what it is. That's what it is, no matter what you think or not. That's what it is. And so, I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, it don't bother me that these ass kickings is coming because I said the only way change can come with this organization is embarrassment. And you need these embarrassing losses to hopefully incite change within that goofy-ass front office. You know, when I listen to Jerry, as I said before, the thing that pisses me off, and I'm never drinking a Kool-Aid with this organization, I will be pessimistic until I actually see real change, in my opinion. But when I seen Jerry manipulate this fan base the way he did at the beginning of this season, knowing damn well after that playoff game, like I said, he was all in 2023. You got rid of Kellen. You drafted defensive tackles. You traded for players. You gave Mike that little bit of control. You put Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor. And I know Jerry. Like I said, I know y'all might not think it, and I know y'all might say I'm kind of weird, but his birthday's 2 days before mine. We're both Libras, and I just know Libra mindsets. And they're all the same. So when I see him put him in the Ring of Honor, that was another thing of saying, okay, this might be the season because we got a good team. We got everything in place. I'm going to go ahead and induct him in the Ring of Honor so that can be the icing on the cake, so I can almost guarantee, because I keep on hearing in the streets the reason why I ain't going to the Super Bowls because I ain't letting Jimmy in. So we got this team. This is y'all all in, so let me go ahead and put Jimmy Johnson in that Ring of Honor too. You feel what I'm saying? He was trying to do everything he could to get in that championship this way, right? But in my opinion, you did some kind of wrong back in the day, dog, because we seen too many Cowboys teams with talent, right? Whether it been Romo, whether it been Dak, there's been a lot of talented teams within that period, and the craziest blunders, the craziest losses, the craziest blowouts always happen. I feel like you done did something, Jerry, and I feel like God is like, yeah, I'm going to let you win games, but you ain't never going to win that Super Bowl. You ain't never going to go there again, and that's going to be your punishment. I just feel like that because there ain't no way these weird things always keep happening to Dallas, and we can't never put our finger on why does this always keep happening to Dallas. I just feel like not just Dallas is cursed, you're cursed, Jerry, and because you're cursed, it curses Dallas, and it just things just happen like that, because there's no way when you have the teams that they have had that you should lose the way you have in the fashion that you have. You know what I mean? But as I said, Jerry was all in on that 2023 season. It didn't happen. That blowout messed Jerry up, in my opinion. That blowout to Green Bay really messed with him. You feel me? Because I feel like he was like, hey, I'm doing everything, and this is what happens. Okay, I'm good. And so he really squatted on this season. And what he did was deceive the public and the fans and everybody out there. Oh, we all in, because he had to bring y'all back. He had to keep y'all around. He don't want nobody talking bad about it, so he got to keep y'all around. So what's the way thing to do? Because he's a master manipulator. Manipulate with those words. Oh yeah, we all in this year. We all in. No, you was all in on signing Dak and CD, and that ain't really all in. Because as I said before, you let 12 free agents walk. When I knew you were re-signing Ezekiel Elliott right when the draft was happening, I knew you was pooing on the season. I knew you was like, that's a lame duck coach. Last year of your deal, you just got blown out in the Green Bay game. I'm not putting no more effort into you. That's what I feel Jerry was saying. We ain't putting no more effort into you. You just gonna win with what you got. You got a pretty talented team. I just signed the franchise quarterback. I just signed the receiver at the last minute, notably because I still feel like Jerry was wavering on Dak. And I know people say you're beating a dead horse because they signed him. I get it. But it just rings thing to me that he's a scapegoat to me, and he's always going to get the blame from the organization, and they're always going to make light of that money that they spent on him. And it just feels like they didn't really want to do it. They did it, so it is what it is. So there ain't no point in really talking about it. But to me, it just feels like you did that because you just keep going back and forth on Dak. You kept going back and forth on Dak. And because you kept going back and forth on Dak, you waited till the last minute. There's no reason in my head that you got to trade Lance the year before with the 4th round draft pick. That was your ace in the hole, because you can't really think in your mind Cooper Rush, when he went 4-1, he was a good quarterback, when you know that defense was getting all them damn turnovers and the sack game was crazy, and Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard was averaging like 140 yards rushing a game when that was happening. So you had to know that was no Cooper Rush. We all on the outside who ain't even in the organization knew that. So how the hell y'all didn't know that? But you went and got Trey Lance. That was your ace in the hole. That's why you didn't sign Dak until damn near week 1 of the season. You know why? Because you wanted to look at Trey Lance. If Trey Lance would have showed you anything, even if y'all threw away that, if y'all didn't even pick up that option, you knew if he turned up in all them preseason games, went crazy, you don't think Jerry would have been like, I don't know. That was the plan, in my opinion, but it failed because Trey Lance ain't shit. He all right, but he ain't that guy. And you saw it and know it, so you're like, shit, I ain't got no options now because I ain't taking that big-ass cap hit by not signing Dak, and I got to pay dead money for him. Nah, I ain't going to do that and start with a rookie quarterback and with the unknown, and I'm 82 years old. I ain't doing that. So lame duck. I seen that lame duck before. You work with Dak, you work with CD. You got a little bit of talent. We'll draft a whole bunch of young rookies and make it work. That's what I feel like he did, and that's why he's not firing him, because it's the last year of his deal. What do you need to fire him for and put somebody else in there for a damn 6 or 7 games? You ain't gonna get the job. Like if he put Al Harris, because he is getting interviewed in January per Mike Fisher. He is getting interviewed, but at the end of the day, dog, Al Harris ain't getting this job. Only black coach would get this job is Deion, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. Al Harris ain't getting that job, and if you were to fire Mike McCarthy right now and put one of those guys or Schottenheimer, what's it going to do? It ain't going to do nothing for this team. So why fire him? Just let it ride it out. You get a high pick, and then you just basically start over with the new coach, new regime, and all that good stuff. So this was lame duck status. Jerry was never all in on this season. Jerry sabotaged this season. Jerry knew he wasn't going to do nothing with this season because he didn't want to have no threat of bringing Mike McCarthy back. In my opinion, he was done with Mike McCarthy. So he pooed on this season. That's why he didn't go hard in the draft with a running back, receiver, or none of that. You're going to do what you got. I'm going to sign these 2 guys that's taking all the money and work with what you got. If you can't do with that, bye. That's what I feel like it is. And if you look how this season's gone, that's the way it is. So that's your GM, 82 years old. I said he's a dictator. You know what I mean? A dictator is one who wants to have absolute power and all authority. One thought, all authority, all power. And that's what it is. He's a dictator. Like I said, there's only one other person, Mike Brown with the Cincinnati Bengals, who's the owner, president, and GM. How the hell can you wear all 3 of those hats and be effective at your job? You're the owner, the president, and the GM, and you think you're going to effectively do your job year in and year out. No, you're not. You need help. Because that's too much stress, that's too much pressure, and that you have to make the absolute right decisions. But here's the thing. You did that because, like you said, you can't fire yourself. So if any mistakes are being made, so what? You own the team and it's on you. So can't nobody say nothing, and that's what he likes to be able to have. I don't want nobody else having control of my organization. And Jerry don't want nobody telling him what to do. The man is he's bad for the organization. And we all know it, but I ain't gonna keep talking about him. But when I'm talking about this season, in my opinion, he undermined the season. He undermined the coach because he knew damn well after that blowout in Green Bay, he was done with McCarthy. He wasn't going to do anything for the season. He didn't properly upgrade. You didn't roster rebuild. You didn't do anything. So in my opinion, you sabotaged the season because you was done. You was done with McCarthy. All right, so it is what it is. Now, a few things. I heard the thing about what Michael Parsons said about supposedly Mike McCarthy. Man, ain't nothing wrong with what he said about that. What he's saying is the truth. Mike McCarthy ain't been here as long as Zach Martin. And I don't even tripping on no Zach Martin, but he ain't been here as long as him. So you ain't built all this. They have. So I'm working harder for them than you. You only been here 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you ain't even going to be here. So what are we even talking about you for? So obviously, I think we all know it's the lame duck season. And I said that from the very beginning because all the signs pointing toward it. I don't know why y'all can't see it. Jerry's so daggone predictable. This organization is so damn predictable. I don't know how y'all don't see some of the things that this man does day in and day out to sabotage and take the blame away from him or the organization. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. Y'all not a straight up organization. Y'all not a truthful organization. Y'all not a stand up organization. You feel me? You manipulate and lie to the fans and the people, and then you expect us to always be jumping up and down on the team. Now, I'm going to be pessimistic. If y'all want to go ahead and keep on rooting for that trash, go ahead. But I'm going to be pessimistic until I see real change. And until real change happens, I'm staying pessimistic on this team and this organization. I will always love my Cowboys because, like I said, I was a Cowboys fan before the Jones came around. But I'm definitely pessimistic on them, on anything they do. And I will analyze everything they do. And if I don't feel like it's real, I'm calling that shit out because people need to call this stuff out because it's been going on for so long. He don't care, and these ass kickings and people rumbling in the streets will only incite change. That's the only way. Because if he goes on a 3-game winning streak, he's gonna say, "I told y'all so." You feel me? So these ass kickings need to happen. And I think my last thing that I'm gonna really say, and that's about the head coaching thing. Another candidate has popped in my head because Law Nation, when we did the final word, shout out to you. He brought that up and it made me think. I had thought it distantly in my head, but it wasn't a strong thought. But of the 3 options I think are right now, in my opinion, are Bill Belichick, Kellen Moore, with the dark horse of Deion Sanders. And Bill Belichick, no, I don't want him here. That man is almost 80 years old too. That man did nothing when Tom Brady was there, when Tom Brady left. When Tom Brady left and went to Tampa Bay, and then 3 years before he was done, what'd he do? They didn't make the playoffs, did they? They were terrible. And he drafted Mac Jones. So he's not the greatest person in the draft room. You know, you had that great quarterback. You had some players, you feel me? You manipulate, you're good at getting free agents. That's what you are, but Dallas don't do that. And you're terrible in the draft. So how does that work? If you're not a great draft person and Dallas's lifeline is the draft, but you're good in free agency and Dallas don't do free agency, how does that work with Bill Belichick? And I ain't feeling you, bro, when you're dating that 24-year-old girl. I ain't judging that. I don't care what you do with that, but that ain't cool as far as me because I feel like you're just trying to look like you young and hip now and you can do what, you know, like you can relate with the young players and all that because you got a little young girlfriend. I ain't falling for that. I ain't listening to that Bill Belichick stuff, dog. I don't want him here for real. I don't want his old ass. Just like I really didn't want Mike Zimmer's old ass here, but it was what it was. But you saw what happened. You know what I mean? I don't want none of that. I don't want no old people here. So I don't want Bill Belichick here. I damn sure don't want Kellen Moore here. I just feel like you'll be a very good coordinator, and that may be your mark, and be a coordinator for 10, 12 years and be a dog in that. But a head coach, hell no. You'll be a pawn. That's all you'll do. Jerry will manipulate you. That's all it will be. And I wouldn't even be excited about that. That's Jason Garrett part 2. I've been saying that from day one when he came with the organization. I don't want him there. The only person I will be intrigued about, and that's to be honest, as I end here, would be Deion Sanders. And the only reason why I would have intrigue here is because Deion don't give a hell. And that's will be my only saving grace, because Deion don't give a hell. He's talked about Jerry, so much shit about Jerry when he was on NFL Network, and he was always giving the Cowboys the business, always giving Jerry and them the blues, always. So they have a relationship. He's a flash. You're going to tell me if Deion Sanders possibly could be the coach here, that wouldn't be a selling point for Jerry? Prime time, coach, black, because that's the only black coach will be here in Dallas. You know, just a lot of things would be that show it, get people back on the team. A lot of people don't like Deion, but some people say, hey, he can relate with the players, because I believe he can. He said he would never coach in the NFL because NFL players are spoiled and they don't listen, which is true. But they might listen to Deion because he's been one of the greats to do it. And he's having success at Colorado. I don't know what happened with his son and that. I don't know. I'm going to stay away from that. But I just feel like in my head, I would be intrigued. Not saying I would be on the train or nothing. But I would be intrigued for the simple fact that Jerry could manipulate Deion in the media. Jerry could manipulate Deion, you know, when they're sitting in front at the press conferences. Because I don't feel like Deion is going to bow down. I feel like Deion will give pushback to Jerry Jones. He will talk back to Jerry Jones. He will not sit there and say, okay, Jerry, okay, whatever, Jerry. If Jerry said he's going to play and Deion's doing it, he's going to be like, hey, who said he playing? I could see that pushback, and that would be the only thing that I would say I would be, because somebody needs to talk back to this man. Somebody needs to say something back to this man. And I feel like Deion would be the only one to do it. Bill Belichick, yeah, but like I said, bro, You a dinosaur, bro. Bill Belichick, you a dinosaur. And I don't want to hear, oh, he would bring all that discipline back. It ain't nothing but Wade Phillips, Bill Parcells part two with that. And I ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling him retiring and coming back. I ain't feeling that. I don't want that. And if they do it, I ain't gonna like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna like it. So Bill Belichick, hell no. Kellen Moore, hell no. Dion, I would be intrigued just because I think Dion would clap back to you. Dion would be, get on the players. Like, I don't give a hell. What kind of effort is that? Like, he would say it in the media. Like, he would call people out. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it would be a whole different game if he was doing it. You know what I mean? So I would listen more and I would be more intrigued. So, yeah, that's what it is, y'all. I'm about to get back here at work, but we gotta do something about this dictator. And if you bringing a Bill Belichick back or a Kellen Moore back, I ain't on that shit. But I would be intrigued with Dion. I would be intrigued. Wouldn't jump on no trains, but it would pique my interest. I think Rome's gonna be on the Final Word tonight. That'll be a good show. Make sure you jump on. I'll be on there too. Big Game James. I'm out. Peace.